Yeah, good evening, beautiful people. Welcome back to Street and Cathedral. My name is Demeji Shodeke. Today's topic is an interesting one. I've got two friends that will be joining us on board. Two interesting minds. Um, Zachariah Rabu, and Zachariah is currently from Canada, and Suleiman. Yeah, this is Suleiman. Yeah, big shout out to you, Suleiman. You know what I would do? Just stand there, Suleiman, hang there for me, and let me send you a request. I just sent you a request now. Just accept. Charlie,
Hey, my brother. What's up?
Charlie. Um, as I'm seeing you, you're giving me the old vibes, Ghana old vibes, man. How you doing? You look good, brother. You look good. I can't hear you. I think something is wrong with your mouthpiece there or something. Maybe maybe you pressed something. Big shout out to everybody just joining. If you can hear me, just signify. Can you hear me, Michael Suleiman?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Perfect.
All right.
So a quick one, because this topic is actually a very, very deep intellectual one.
Yeah.
Michael Suleiman is my very, 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 very good brother. We've done a lot of things together. He's a tycoon in the oil and business. When I say I respect someone, that's a very big thing for me. He's currently in the United States. Which state are you presently in the US?
I'm in New York now.
New York. Oh, that's the center, brother. That's the center.
Yeah.
Yeah. How you doing, man? How you doing,
I'm
brother?
great, man. I'm great.
To go
It's been a
over
while.
your profile, to go over your profile is, I feel when I invite people to my personal space is because of the knowledge I know. We are friends, so
Yeah.
I don't really want to make this sort of formal thing. It's a semi-formal thing. Now going through our profile and stuff like that. Cause trust me, we're gonna we're gonna need another
Yeah.
program for that.
I- that,
so,
that's
but
true.
but it's a big fish.
Yeah.
Like, trust me. I was telling someone the other day that you make a big mistake if you accord respect to people based on their followership, likes, engagement on social media. I know people that are doing extremely fine. I mean, they are big fish, but they don't care about these things. These people just engage in social media just for updates, just to laugh and all. So I know you're one of those people. And how you doing? How is everything?
Not bad, bro. And thank you too. I mean, for keeping it real, keeping it going. I mean, more of representation of Africa. Yeah.
I hope it doesn't land me in trouble.
Oh no, bro, you're doing the right thing. We are all behind you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, the truth is, from the jump, you've known where I pitch my tent with.
Yeah.
And, it has always been a thing of I'm trying to invite the other guest speaker while before we jump
Yeah.
into the
Sure.
conversation.
Sure. I got you.
So I'm I'm trying so much not to. I'm trying so much to make use of the social media for positive use, to
Yeah.
to educate, to engage people. We have the entertainment all around. I can't beat these guys in entertainment, making use of social media in the entertainment. And what I do is I write book, you know, I pitch that with the intellectual side. So I feel like it is time you know, at least every Sunday people should just say, oh, let me go to this guy's page and let us listen
Yeah.
to some
Yeah. It's very. Yeah.
intellectual exercise.
Yeah.
Somebody
Yeah.
somebody is in Ghana.
It's good for the brain.
The truth is, the two guests I'm having today, they are from Ghana. So the other guy is in Canada. I think his time frame is. I've been trying to call him. I wouldn't know, but he's a man of his word. I'm very sure he'll join us on this program. Or he must have a reason why he's not here yet.
Yeah.
But he gave me his word yesterday that he was going to be here. So, and he's a man of his word. He's also a very, very big guy. I wanted to meet him when I came to Ghana then, but I was stopped with you. Apparently, the treat was too comfortable for me to.
I mean, we missed you guys in Ghana. I mean,
Yeah, we have to plan something now.
exactly,
Honestly, now
exactly.
that we're in diaspora, I think it's time for us to explore the African continent. You
Yeah,
know, maybe we should try as much as possible to, we'll make this, some yearly thing where maybe we go to Tanzania. Just, what I mean, we need to just explore the
yeah.
motherland.
It's very important. We are the youth, so we got to be a representation of Africa.
Yeah.
That of course, yeah.
So before talking about today's topic, you're welcome to my space.
Thank
I call it Street and Cathedral. Basically, Street and Cathedral is what I represent, and I know it's something that represents millions and millions of people. So what does street means? Street basically, intellectually, it's more like a symbolism for the voice of the common people. So upon my meditation, I was struck with the idea that must we must we wait till we become celebrities like the whiskey before we could air our voice and before our voice could actually matter? We have intelligent people amidst masses, and these people can actually contribute, quota to things that are going on, and these people are they are the most affected people. So the streets stand for the voice of the common
you.
people. While cathedral, cathedral is an affiliation to spirituality.
Yeah,
I'm from the Christian faith. I do not intend to change anytime soon, but I respect everybody's spirituality.
yeah,
So, in that core essence, I believe upon my meditation as well that human beings align themselves with, spirituality one way or the other, and that is one aspect of the human nature that we don't want to toy with. So when we marry the voice of the people, what affects the common people, and their spirituality together, then trust me, people will give you listening ears. People will trust. You earn trust, you earn loyalty, you earn their attention. So basically that is what Street and Cathedral is aiming for and what it's all about. So you're welcome properly to the space.
yeah.
And
Thank you, thank you.
so we hope as time goes on, don't mind the live statistics stats. Sometimes people just love to watch when it has been dropped.
Yeah,
I get more engagement when it has been released
yeah,
on the web and all.
yeah,
So you're welcome.
yeah. That's fine. That's okay. I mean,
Um, I would want us to shoot. I'll be reaching out to my other guests through this phone,
yeah,
but so we don't waste time.
yeah,
Just shoot. Today's topic is: Are Africans being exploited on the global scale? Before I throw my question open, I would give you the background, kind of thing that led to, my thoughts. Oh, I can see Emmanuel die. I see the official Charlie. Wait, before I even go to this topic, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, people. I was given a name in Ghana, in case you guys don't know. I have a title. I'm a titled man. I'm a titled man. I am called Jata. You know what Jata means? Jata means lion. He who
yeah,
fears nothing.
yeah. Exactly.
And I was also given Okodie. Okodie is the eye of an eagle. I must go draw the tattoo here.
Yeah,
Okodie and Jata.
that was a great movement, man.
Yeah. And when you guys came to Lagos as well,
Yeah,
we
it
just
was
trying
a
to.
beautiful reception, everything. I mean, I
Yeah,
love.
yeah, yeah. Okay, Africa has been. Hey, Nana Nkosa Ene. Yeah, see my real title. That's my real title, Nana
But
Nkosa.
this literally means, he had a lot of titles when he came to Ghana. So this one literally means developmental chief. And Kosohin means that a chief is kind of titled that project development. So you kind of bring development in the community, basically.
Guys, you had it from resources mouth. You
Yeah.
see, I'm not lying. I'm a chief in Ghana.
Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful memories. So, Africans being exploited on the global scale, as it seems right now. Hmm. This is a topic that we need to take our time to look at the themes, and we start divulging deep. We have the historical antecedent, but before then, what led to this topic? I felt there is an exodus happening right now in the African continent. A lot of youths, the youth are, I won't call it migrating. That is escaping from the harsh realities and predicaments. And most of these youths are prospective youth. I know you when you're in Ghana. If Ghana, I don't know, but maybe you put it out here as a statement. I want to believe if Ghana has everything what America is offering right now, you would rather want to stay back in Ghana for some reasons. Because one way or the other, that is where you come from, that is your country, that is, that is what your people and all. But I find I find these days everybody, almost every youth is trying. And I don't blame. I don't blame. We call it Japa syndrome in Nigeria. Japa, that's to travel out, trying to find a better life for him. Look at my guy now, Emmanuel Dai. I'm very sure he's joining us from Kuwait or Qatar.
Yeah.
You, America, me, the United Kingdom, Zachariah that we're expecting from Canada. So I was of the opinion that something is wrong, even though if this statement or this question is either yes or no to you, which we're going to divulge deeply, but you would agree with me, something is actually wrong somewhere.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
let us jump into what has led us to this mass exodus that is going on. And do you really think, as it stands right now, Africans are being exploited on a global scale?
Yeah. First of all, thank you for the opportunity. Like I said, is God bless you for putting about this thing together. It's not a small topic. This is a topic that should be discussed by our diplomats on the global space. But then we happen to be the youth to be in a situation to wear their shoes to discuss this. I think we'll do justice to that. And both of us were here to educate, entertain, and share opinions. I think the topic that you've asked, yes, I would say big yes to that. That African has been exploited within the global space, within the global stage. And I have 1,001 reasons to back my points. It's, when you're looking at some of those things, I want us to have a look at it in a different perspective, intellectually in a different perspective. A big statistics, a bit industrial knowledge, a bit engineering knowledge, and a bit economic knowledge. Right. And going into this, I love to bring people, give them a little bit background, what led us to some of these things that we faced. Ghana happened to be the first country to gain independence in Africa in 1957, 6th of March, 1957. And the question is that after Ghana gained independence, quickly assisted a lot of countries within Africa to also gain independence, and we kept the boat rolling. Gaining independence means that telling somebody, look, enough is enough. I'm tired of all the stuff that you subjected me to, the suffering that you put in me to. Enough is enough. I'm a man enough to be on myself. I'm a man enough to run my own business. I'm a man enough to mind my own affair. That is simple what independence is about. As we speak now, there is no single country in Africa who has not gained independence. Everybody is by themselves. But when we want to do the contrast and contradict the whole situation, from 1957, 6th of March, that Ghana gained independence, how we were as a country, and that of today, which one are we even being exploited more? Not only Ghana, Nigeria, all the African countries. If I'm doing that analysis, what I love about it, the whole thing is that Africa was even much better when we were slaves than we are today.
Wait. Oh, Jesus Christ. You've made a very controversial statement, which I love. Controversial and intellectual statement, which I want you to actually please divulge.
Yeah.
That statement, Africans or African countries were actually much better when during slavery than now. Now, please pick on that and let's project forward,
All right.
please.
So the reason why, in a background to that, back in those days, my brother, we didn't have education. We didn't have that formal education, right? We didn't have cars that we see today. We didn't have the airplanes we see today. We didn't have the telephones we use today. The technology that you and I have an advantage, what we are doing right now, come on, communicating the whole entire globe to see what we're doing. All those things were not there. So on the mindset of them, psychologically, they knew their situation that they were slaves. Nothing more, nothing less. We are slaves. We have a masters that we are serving. Being slaves, you ask yourself some of the things that they were able to put out. When you go to Ghana, Nigeria, and other places, out of factories, even under colonial masters, we have so much factories that they put our ancestors to work. Hundreds of factories. All these factories were active under our colonial masters. And these factories were not run by the white people. These factories were being run by we, the black people. We have cotton factories, we have soap factories, we have production, whatever Nestle Ghana is doing today. Back in those days, we were all of them. Fast forward, we were independent. We had it. Now we have the world to ourselves. Okay, you guys were exporting our minerals. We are taking it. We guys were doing this. We are taking it. We are doing discovery. We are doing this. We are doing that. We've taken all those things. After taking all those things, what next? We are rather suffering in the more than they were suffering back in those days.
So what's your theory? What's your theory on that?
Sorry, so to give you a background of that, why are we exploited? Africa have every single thing that it needs to develop. It's a green continent. Africa, we have 7 continents now. Africa is the second largest continent apart from Asia. African population on the global space, 17.89% of the global population. 17.89. This population is very, and high chunk of them is the youth.
Yes, 60%. 60% is the
Yeah.
youth. It's a very young. It's a very young continent. You're right.
A very young continent with a very green environment. What did you did mention? Giving a background to me, you did mention me being in that industry, being in the oil and gas industry, being close to all these industries, and what goes on in there. I have real hand and experience what goes in there. Nigeria have what do they call it? Petroleum products. Nigeria have coal. Nigeria have tea. Nigeria have iron ore. Nigeria have limestone. Nigeria have lead. Nigeria have zinc. Nigeria have barite. Nigeria have siphon. Nigeria have kaolin. Nigeria have almost about 13 different minerals, right? When you go to Ghana, Ghana have timber, bauxite, manganese. We have oil. We are more discovering more oil, and all this. And look at our situation. You ask yourself. Let me shock you a little bit. Nigeria alone exports their raw materials. 87% of the raw materials from Nigeria. 87% of raw material from Nigeria is being exported to God knows where it's going to.
Well, all your thoughts there, you've given us historical context. And from there, you're moving to the next topic I want to talk about, which it is called contemporary economic exploitation. Contemporary economic exploitation. Now, would you relate this to the Congo incident that is going on? And what would you say as related to that? Are you going to pin on the fact that it is more like the leaders have sold their people to the highest bidder, or it is more like we are still being conquered or subdued, but we don't know? So it's that I want you to place that and place in front of us. Is it our leaders being subdued, but we don't know, or we are being sold to the highest bidder using Congo?
Yeah,
the contemporary Congo issue. So I call it contemporary economic exploitation. Yeah.
When it comes to the existing exploitation, Congo is one of the countries that there's a lot of expatriates because there's a lot of minerals going on there. There's a lot of resources in Congo, and the whole thing I blame our leaders. Our leaders, they are stomach leaders. It's a very sad situation to talk about that, but it's a reality. Our leaders are stomach leaders. What I mean stomach leaders is that they just think about themselves and that of their family, their immediate family. That's it. If a leader in Africa is taking a decision, they don't look at longevity in terms of the decisions that they take. I'm taking this decision. I want it to stay for the next 50 years, 100 years to come. So that in the archives of history, my name will also be pointed to. I did A, B, C, D.
I agree with you on that, because I was one of my poems was picked and featured on UNESCO, and in that poem I called it Mother Akebulan. According to what you said, I said kingsmen turned bastards, heroes, people turn heroes without true honor. So there's no true honor now. People just buy this sort of. I see people calling themselves hero in history book, and I'm saying you are villain. You're a villain. They sold out. How do you become an hero? How did you even manage to be on the currency of your country? So continue.
In line of that Congo, for the youth could feel it. They are educated youth there just like you and I. When they realize that, look, we have a lot in this country. Yes, we are not being given an opportunity to be part of the national cake. And they say if you throw a ball to the wall, it will definitely bounce back to you. They've thrown the youth to the wall again and again and again, time without numbers. And it's about time that is bouncing back to the leaders. So the youth have to be a bit havoc on that. The reality is that the leaders that we have in Africa are the biggest problem of the whole entire continent of Africa. They brainwash the leaders, give them money to sign contracts that they will not even allow their even enemies to sign. You know for a fact that, okay, if you as a country, we have energy crisis. One of the things that could give us energy, like light and other stuff, we could use petroleum products. We could use thermal. We could use hydro. We could use wind. We could use all these things to generate energy. And now the same product that we are having, the oil that we are drilling in the country, we are exporting all the oil to the diaspora. What are we going to use to generate that energy? Typical reality. You don't need it's not rocket scientists. You don't need somebody to come, any scientist from America, any engineer from the UK, any engineer from China, to come and tell this reality. So the leader.
Suleiman, I want to read this to you in order to help your reaction better. Al Maktoum bin Rashid, the leader of Dubai, the prince who his family changed Dubai from the desert to this Dubai that we see right now. I read his book. Dubai actually was an imagination, creative imagination that people didn't believe in. And this guy took it upon himself and said, yeah, we can make it a reality with science, research, and all. Now, let me read this, what is going on right now to you. Now, the UAE is buying massive land in Africa. This is considered to be the most audacious land grab. And the same bin Rashid Al Maktoum has bought 20% Zimbabwe land mass, 10% of Liberia, 10% of Zambia, and 8% of Tanzania, which those are the obvious records, So the total land owned by UAE alone is larger than the entire UK altogether. The total land UAE has in Africa alone currently is larger than the entire United Kingdom altogether, which seems like the future of domination. That's my opinion. So what do you think about what is really going on about this economic exploitation and the role at which our leaders are playing? Are they deliberately stupid?
Exactly.
Or they have sold their soul to the devil? I don't understand. Or they are subjected behind the contents that we don't know.
So within that context, that is exactly what I spoke about. You understand that if they were rational beings that they think a lot, you wouldn't do that. The question is that if somebody's interested in buying your land is a fixed asset. It keeps appreciating every single day. Somebody's interested in buying your land, and not just buying a plot of land, buy thousands of acres of land, 100,000 of acres of land. You ask yourself, what are they going to use it for? Anytime somebody expresses interest in your commodity and they apply a very key interest in that, the question is that, what are they going to use it for? Whatever they are using it for, if you have economic value to their country, the question you ask yourself is that, can it also have economic value to my people in my country, even if it's not now, but years to come, days to come, right? So it's about time that the leaders are not ready to change their perspective today. They are not ready to change their mentality tomorrow. So we, the youth, got to be on our feet and push them.
But now the trick about we the youth, see, I was at the very heart of Pan-Africanism at some point. You know it. I served as the international education envoy for Global Pan-Africanism Network. Then I moved to become the spokesperson for the United States of Africa. I was the spokesperson, so I was at the forefront. But the truth is, are these movements actually making the right waves? Or it is more like it is being exploited by people who are actually also waiting to get attention, waiting for their own turn to join the system. The trick you can. So I want you to play that trick right there for me.
The system is being created in the sense that, look, there are African youth who want to fight for justice. There are African youth who want to fight for diplomacy. There are African youth who want to fight for their right. They've been starved. They're angry, both angry and hungry. So when they give opportunity to meet these leaders that are in the helm of affairs, in terms of running our economy, in terms of doing those things, they quickly put money into their hands, which quickly change their perspective. I've seen that all the time. Youth coming out to chant, we want change, we want this. The moment they get opportunity to get close to the people out there and they influence them a little bit, it changes their perspective. Oh, wow, they said they will give me this portfolio. Oh, they give me this. They've given me this. So in somehow, some way, because of the situation that we the youth find ourselves in, it kind of perhaps change our mentality when we've been fighting for justice. So what I would say is that we don't have to be relentant. We don't have to relax on that. We the youth still have to keep our fire going, pushing as much as we can to make sure that we create the change that we want to do.
Okay, I appreciate that. Now, let me push this in line with your thoughts. And this is what I call the political and social exploitation. And this is where things have started getting to piss me off. The African Union as a whole wanted to build their whole structure and in the whole continent. You know, African Union, I do not know the government, African Union.
Yeah.
And had to invite the Chinese builders to come and build the headquarters of African Union. Charlie, is that not the biggest joke on us?
Why would you do that? And as we speak now, do you know in the UK in which you are, one of the top 5% best architects in the UK is a Ghanaian, right? All these guys are there. You could use them. We have hundreds of architects in Nigeria who are doing very well. When you go to California, the Ghanaian Nigerian architects doing very well in California, putting up edifices together, doing magic. Why can't you bring these people together? When you talk about this, making a content analysis in terms of regional basis, so far as the 7 continents that we have in the world is concerned, why wouldn't we be exported? Look at our continent, the biggest continent. One of the biggest barriers to even compete with the global stage, one of the biggest things is to have our own currency. Just imagine, African population, 17.89% of the global population. If we have one currency that all of us use, the dollar is going to be nothing. The euro is going to be nothing. The pound sterling is going to be nothing. All these countries are going to yearn for our money because in terms of economic-wise, in terms of trade-wise, our currency would be stronger just like theirs. Every single thing, we chase the dollar every day. The dollar is the superpower currency in the world. We chase it every day. Why wouldn't we chase it? You want to import goods. You can't take the Nigerian currency to go and import goods, yeah? You can't take the Ghanaian currency to go and import goods. Likewise to any of the African countries. What do you need? You need dollars. So how are we going to do? So we should think about Africa. We have this. This is the funny thing. Let me tell you. I can fly from Ghana right to Heathrow. I can fly from Ghana right to JFK in New York here to London faster than even if I want to go to some of the nearby close African countries that we have around. Why can't you think about all those things?
And
somebody want to
and something like West Africa, we have no train system that links us. We you know, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, so
and the reason why the reason why I asked this question as a topic is because most of the conversation we have has always been pitching tense on we were enslaved and all, and okay, fine, you guys are not enslaved anymore. You've got your whole own thing. You can run your thing. What is really going on?
What is going on? So that is what I'm saying. Look, all this in terms of, let me go a little bit deeper in terms of creating jobs and other stuff for the youth. All the minerals that I spoke about. Ghana, we have cocoa, timber, bauxite, manganese, and all the agri products. Nigeria, I've mentioned about 30 for Nigeria. We take almost about 90%, 80 to 90%, not only in Ghana, not only in Nigeria, almost all African countries, exception of few ones. We take raw materials and we export it to this country. You go to China, you go to America, you go to UK, you go to Korea, you go to Japan, you go to all these countries. And they'll use it, manufacture products, and bring it back. Let me give you a funny story in Ghana. Ghana is the second largest producer of cocoa. First is Ivory Coast, followed by Ghana. These farmers who produce the cocoa, who are the farmers, they do whatever they do. Some of them, they've never eaten chocolate before. They've never eaten chocolate before. They don't know how chocolate look like. Even if they have opportunity in eating chocolate, they didn't buy themselves. Somebody bought it and gave it to them to just test it. I've seen a video that somebody bought chocolate for farmers. They ate it and they were like, oh, it's too sweet. Why did they used to do that? They didn't even have the idea that whatever they are doing in the farm there, that is what they've used. So you ask yourself, we do the chocolate, we do the cocoa, take the raw beans, no process, nothing at all. Take the raw beans straight to UK, raw beans straight to China, raw beans straight to the United States. They will do their own chemist a little bit, come out with chocolate, different chocolates all together, and ship it back to Africa for us to buy. Your birthday, you buy a chocolate for your people buy chocolate for you. You buy chocolate for your wife. You buy chocolate for your children. You buy chocolate for your parents. With chocolate alone, it can create millions of jobs in Africa. Just chocolate alone. You go to the oil produce.
Now,
So if you want to quantify all these raw materials, the question is that, look, based on my knowledge within those industries, if somebody has a need for you, a commodity, they have a need in your commodity, and you refuse to sell it out, tell them that, look, I want you guys to come and set up your plant in Ghana. I want you guys to come and set up your plant in Nigeria, likewise any of the African countries. Process it here automatically, and you have a local content participation law that would allow your country to be in the center stage to benefit. If they create those factories, what's going to happen? They will definitely need more hands to do that. Once the factory is being put up, people are getting jobs. When they talk about jobs, it's not really just coming to sit in the office, having this together, having this together. People will be able to go in and come, moving left and right center, money running in the economy. People having something to lay their hands on, people having things to do. Just keep them busy. And now that's what's going on. From our automobile, Icaracos, look, I can go on and on and on. If every industry, bauxite, people are taking bauxite, we ship it all the time. All the time, go to the Ghana port, go to Nigeria port. We take all our raw materials away. All these raw materials, if our leaders could reason, it's not a rocket scientist. I mean, America.
See. The reason why I separated the wheat from the tares is I like the way you've articulated the fact that yes, Africans are being exploited, but part of the exploitation going on, or the exploiters, are also African leaders. So we need to spell that out. It is the African people that are more on the side of exploitation.
Exactly.
But part of those people, because the African leaders also always join. They join our bandwagon whenever they want to play their gimmicks in the light of, oh, we are also being exploited. It's more like they are giving us some handcuff deals and everything. We are still we are still not free and whatnot.
Yeah, I got you,
But
man.
truth be told, you're right, because this is actually a time where the intelligent people could actually sit on the throne. But historically, now let us move historically on the political exploitation. There has been argument so far that the ones who have good interest of their people at heart are not always allowed to rule. And some theories, some conspiracies surround the fact that it's because some people still want to thrive on and foster their interest. We have Amilcar Cabral, Thomas Sankara, Kwame Nkrumah from your country, in Yiri. I can go on and on and on and on across the continent like that. Patrice Lumumba, who's one of the loudest names on this pedestal.
Yeah.
And they gave us a hero across the continent, Nelson Mandela, someone we should look up to and clap for after 27 years of agitation, of solitary confinement and whatnot. So my question now is, the political exploitation, is this something real or is it a conspiracy theory?
It's big real. I wouldn't just use the term. It's a big real, big with capital BIG. It's a big real. Because at the end of the day, the politicians that we have as a representation in terms of our well-being and our welfare, like I said earlier on, they think about themselves alone. They think about having an offshore account. They think about buying a house in the United States. They think about buying a house in America and buying a house in UK, buying a house in Canada. Not one, not two, not three. The whole thing, and create a system, go and read every single constitution of that African country. Funny enough, all of our constitutions is the similarity almost about 80%. Ghana constitution is Nigeria. The similarity about 80%. All that African country, because things are not changing. Back in those days, if you want to follow a little bit of history, everybody they were being assassinated. Coup d'etat, coup d'etat, coup d'etat. So the Constitution of Africa were being drafted to protect whoever is coming to be a president, because there's a coup. So you crafted a constitution that gives you more powers as a president, so that nobody will have opportunity coming to assassinate you. But now we've gone past that. What happened to the constitution? Reverse it back. No, it's not the same. They have powers to appoint. They are the appointing authority. How would a president appoint all judges? When you commit a crime, who's going to sit on your case for you? The same judges that you appoint, which amongst them is coming to prosecute you? If any of members in your cabinet, your ministers, commit a crime, the same judges that you appoint, which amongst them is coming to prosecute somebody that you appointed, right? So the system has been created that way. And at the end of the day, they are the mainstream of making a bigger decision. If an expatriate, no single expatriate in Africa has the right come to Africa and just jump in our minerals and start mining and start digging oil and start drilling oil and start, nobody has the right to do that. Before anybody come, they have to follow due process.
I must ask you one question. You said nobody has the right. Do we have the military might for resistance?
Say that again.
Do we have the might for resistance?
So the might of resistance, sometime perhaps we do. How do we have to do?
I mean the military might to resistance if interest prevails on such terms.
The thing is that overwhelming majority of the citizens will do, but the few minority who are in the world frame of making decisions, they wouldn't resist. They would give out themselves to that, to be exploited. And the moment they give out, we all get affected. One person makes a decision in Africa and it affects everybody. A sector minister make a decision, it affects everybody. Just signing a document within a 2 minute, they don't even read, right? They just go through because the deal has already been done on the phone, bro. They just pick the document, sign. That's it. It affects everybody. You go and read it, it's a 10-year document. It's a 10-year agreement, 15 years agreement, 20 years agreement. When we change this narrative and involve more technocrats, it's very sad. You see people making decisions in terms of our energy. And who do you think is making that decision? Somebody who don't even have a single day background in energy.
You're right.
Signing documents.
Because the past minister of it's a sad reality though. It's a sad reality. Because of the lifespan of this session, which is within 1 hour, and I want to keep it strict. I know we can actually go. That's why I brought you guys on board. I know you guys are fire. You can do justice to this topic. It's a sad reality when you see some people heading office where they have no experience, they have no qualification, they have nothing related to the seat, just because it is power, and they have to implant their people there to keep them in power.
Yeah.
And they just put people there. And one of those things is the past minister of power in Nigeria. Is a senior advocate of Nigeria. That's a disgrace. That's a shame. You put an accountant to come and be a minister of media or minister of information. Like it's a big shame. It's an insult. It's a joke.
Yeah, and that is it's not only Nigerian. It's just about, okay, you are my friend. Oh, you are my good friend. I mean, we both have traveled around the world together a little bit. Come. Let me give you a ministerial position. I don't care about the background you have. I don't care about your expertise. Just go there and do your own thing.
And do you know the funny thing? Before I move to the next question, do you know the funny thing? There's a particular governor in Nigeria who I know, and I heard from a reliable source that when he was campaigning, he had contributions from friends, and he had 2 friends in the states where you are who contributed heavily to his so he won. So in the bid of trying to repay kindness, he appointed those 2 friends as commissioner. Now that is the boring part. The crazy part is that these people never set their foot back in Nigeria, and they get paid. Their office is vacant. Maybe they just come for like a week or 2.
Holidays, like weekends, stuff. Yeah.
So like
That is it, bro. Look, if I want to tell you that,
mad, that's
look,
mad.
look. I was in Turkey. The weather was very cold there. They had a little bit sun. Okay, I was living in a 6-star hotel. They have a rooftop that they get a little bit of sunlight. Out of that, they were able to tap energy. That the weather was very cool. The little energy. We'll go to Canada. They are one of the places they have wind, a lot of wind energy, wind turbine energies in Canada. The wind is blowing. They tap energy from that. The little sun that they get, they tap energy from that. We're in the summer. The weather keeps swinging. Yesterday it was very hot here and stuff. The people, the United States, they keep tapping energy again and again and again. They are going to make use of the summer. By the time the summer will go, they are going to have millions of megawatts of energy that they will store. And they will resell it to make millions of dollars. The sun is killing us in Africa. The sun is killing us every day.
And still, the brightest.
And the sun is killing us every day. Wind is blowing every day. And still, we still have energy crisis.
No,
Ghana
it's funny that you're the one saying this in Ghana, because I remember when I came to you guys in Ghana, you were still in Takoradi then.
Yeah.
You were supposed to come and join us at Yareya. Yeah. So it was me and the man in Yareya. And we were having conversation, and those guys were village. There was light, and they were telling me, "Oh, guy, Charlie, is it true that sometimes in Nigeria you don't have light for 1 week?" I laugh because your transformer can actually pack up and months. Right, we are talking about months.
Yeah.
And you guys were saying, 1 week, it can never be done here. You will resist. And I was like, Ghana, this is London. You guys are in London. So to me, if you're agitating this way, because I've been with you guys, and ever since all my time in Ghana, there was no light out. But you are still agitating for power. I'm like,
need more, bro.
Now.
There shouldn't be. When you look at from engineering perspective, okay, from where I sit, there shouldn't be a single day that somebody is going to sleep without light. So far as Africa is concerned, look, and when it comes to energy, okay, I've advocated for energy within my little bit space through the ministries and other stuff. I've sent engineers, I've sent people to, in terms of roads, in terms of energy, they've declined it because they don't have interest. They're not going to make millions of dollars in the proposal that I'm bringing on board, which I don't have that money. But come to think of that, there is a kind of monopoly that goes on in African energy. Nigeria, you guys call it, is it Nico or something like that? Yeah, Nipa or something like that. Nepa, yeah.
Now it's changed here. Now there's a gist around privatization. Just crazy stories.
Yeah, we have it called ECG in Ghana, and other African countries, all of them, they have names for that. But the thing, what I'm looking at is that let's explore. There are so many avenues that we can tap energy. We don't have to. We all go for thermal. All Africans, everybody go for thermal. Thermal is expensive to run, and it's a monopoly because the people running the thermal, most about 90% are working for the government. And they've created that monopoly around themselves. They should open the game. There should be competition in the energy sector. Allow people to come and play. Allow that player industry to come in. There's wind, there's thermal. Look, there's hydro, there is solar. There is so much we could do. So I have an option.
Okay.
I have about 3, 4, 5 options. It's going to be competition. We are good. And we can store it. We can start sell it. We can start sell it and stuff. And
to me, honestly, I believe you. And I share the same sentiments. I share the same. I pitch tent with your ideology and all. So let's move to media and cultural exploitation. And this is where there is a phase of cultural onslaught going on. Have you found out the fact that there's a reality of America? There's a projection of America that we know, or the Europe that we know before we traveled. And there's a reality, I can see you smiling already. I think the reality, you're smiling at the reality. And we got here and we realized that everything being projected about Africa is portrayal of poverty as the capital of poverty, site, disease.
Yeah.
Portraying negative, like they want to get the good part of their own people, to get money, donate for Africa, portraying us as if we, I don't know, like, let's talk about that. Media exploitation and cultural, and media and cultural exploitation.
Exactly. It's a very interesting topic, right? So, for example, UNICEF. I run a foundation. I have a charity organization.
Yeah.
Because of that, I follow most international organizations that do charity. UNICEF and other people like USAID, UNICEF, Canada Aid, and all these huge institutions, they get donations from multi-billion companies within global space. The more negative they project Africa, the more they get funded. So you see pictures that they see of Africa, those who haven't traveled to Africa and who haven't followed within real African media spaces to see what goes on there. They see a child having kwashiorkor, their stomach big, and they sit under trees, children sleeping on trees. They believe this 21st century. Some people still sleep on trees in Africa. And when I live in the United States here, even in Manhattan, is one of the most luxurious states in the world. When you go to Wall Street, right in Wall Street in Manhattan, you see homeless people lying on the street.
That's the reality I want you to talk about.
That's the reality. Look, I not to brag, those should say that, but I give money to people all the time on the street begging for money, and they are white people. It's like African projection. The reality is different from what the Western world is projecting Africa. So what I'm saying is that I don't blame the Western world. We have a responsibility
the game
to play.
We could play the game. And God bless you with this statement. Honestly, I always say that we're going to have our own turn, our time in leadership. I said we could pick up the ball and play too.
Yeah.
I don't want to keep accusing. See, truth be told, when you have an intelligent enemy, you don't choose to be stupid. I wrote it my point. You can't. Stupidity is not your choice.
Yeah.
But you know your hand. You know who you're dealing with is quite very intelligent. They're smart people. Why do you choose to be stupid? Your projection, even our whole self-projection of news media, it's quite crazy. I'm like, is there no media censorship? And I see Paul Kagame coming in the light, trying to censor and control and no what I'm going to filter. Yeah. What is going to go out about Rwanda is not something, and I've never seen Rwanda make bad news for a couple of years. Do we want to say that there's no crisis going on in Rwanda or something?
When you go to North Korea, the same thing. North Korea, the same thing. You will never. They control what to go out. Look, American invest billions of dollars within their media space. When they control what get out there, and they control what don't get out there. How many documentaries do you watch and you see? Go to California.
This is someone in UK. I know him very well in England. I said on many occasions I have met the white, on the road begging for as small as £2.
Look. When I get out right here, just the next block here, you see people start begging. There are a lot of people out begging money. When you go to California, okay, Hollywood, Beverly Hills, these are one of the prestigious, zip codes in California. You see, they have a lot of homeless people, thousands of them. We are not trying to do comparison in terms of development of the Western world and that of Africa. Big differences. But reality, we are talking about reality. Who African is and who American is. We have our problems. They have their problems. But they've done as much as they can to project it to look like is that kind of
because they're in the business. Because they're in the business of the media. And if they don't project themselves to be that powerful, it has a ripple effect.
Yeah, exactly.
The economy, stability, people. And one way, media is in the business of feeding illusion, perception. They don't want to call it illusion, so let's call it perception for the people, But you and I know it's mostly illusion because they control the kind of movie, how the movie projects. There's a set standard of the kind of movie that, and they determine the awardees. Oh, you didn't criticize much. You talked about the nightlife, the club life. So they see the business angle and all. Why can't we? It's so easy for me to sit in front of the media and just think and just see all these things playing out. So why can't we have our leaders? But do you know our leaders are also bought into this illusion, this fancy, and they take our own money and say we want to go and live in that reality. And these are our representative.
So literally within the space of that, I think that almost every country of Africa have a Minister of Communication. Either it could be Minister of Information or it could be Minister of Communication.
Oh,
I think
the one we had in Nigeria last year, the last administration, we call him Lai. His name is Lai Mohammed. So Lai, he actually was good in that act of lying.
yeah.
Continue, please.
So what they have to beef up their game a little bit, because right now we misuse the media. Look, when you go to China, ask anybody who lives in China. China controls what appears on their TikTok. You know that, right? When you're in China, when you go to TikTok in China, certain things that you see in Africa when you're on TikTok, you don't see it when you're in China. Who controls that? They controls it that way, and they'll give you a feed, unnecessary feed, for you to waste your energy on. So within our media landscape, I think the leaders in the helm of affairs and authority have to come up boldly and scale up certain things and redirect the sense of information that comes out there. Why to go out within the global space, why to go out within inside the media station and shout out certain things that so many media stations got to be shut down in Africa. They are just there polluting. Somebody will come and sit on national television telling you that, look, if you bring your uncle, kill your uncle, I'll give you rituals, I'll give you money. Things like that got to be shut down. And we rather focus on those channels and doing something.
You could imagine some channels in Africa still have projection of miracles and miracle money, and you have some projecting some kind of barbaric culture and and
it's a lot.
I am yet to see any good news as breaking news from Africa in the mainstream media. Just one.
You see, sometimes that I think that's what I'm saying. We cannot live in a system in Africa that most strong decisions have been tied to the political leaders that we have. So first of all, they have to disrupt the whole entire constitution in Africa. Not only all African countries, they have to disrupt the constitution and rewrite a new constitution that conforms to the modern development and the modern standard of doing things. And that's how we have to go. Ghana constitution was being written in 1992. 1992, there's no changes. There hasn't been a changes in somebody's life from 1992.
But the world has changed.
But the
constitution would never change. Why?
Why should it be so?
So okay, this is because we're calling it a wrap. This is a question I want to ask you before I ask you the last question. I'm asking you this because I want you to take it as a joke, but because I know you've been in the oil and business and industry. Your favorite boy in the oil and business in Africa, Aliko Dangote, made mention of something recently that said the oil, and you're laughing already, said the oil and gas business is so dangerous and meaner than the drug business. So in my mind, I'm like, wait, brother, Uncle Aliko, so have you sampled the two to know which one is meaner? Or so in that light, I want you to actually just shed light on the fact that, because when you said that, and I saw the fact that if you could make mention of that, that means almost all the oil tycoons are not the kind of gentleman they project themselves to be. So what is going on behind the back doors? And that means this exploitation now, has it been deadly than, has it been deadly behind the curtains? Right? Really, really deadly.
Relatively, I can wear the same shoes that led him to say that. That is dangerous as dealing in drugs. The reason why I say that is that, look, there is so much interest in that. The oil and gas industry is one of the most precious industries around the world. But the funny part of the whole thing is that we Africans, we have a little take in that. The booming of money in Africa, we have ENI, we have ExxonMobil. ENI is there all over. They are Congo, they are in Ghana, they are in Nigeria. Is an Italian oil company. Right. We have ExxonMobil, we have T-Mobile. T-Mobile is British Petroleum. All these big giants, they are penetrating through, going to Africa. The secret here is that there's so much dirty politics that goes into the oil sector. I'm coming in as a player. Coming in as a player, I know reality that, okay, this is what the whole thing is. This is what the good thing decision that would affect my people and that of the community in which that the oil exploitation is going on, or when the drilling is going on. And I tell that, okay, look, I don't want all my workers, my expatriates, I don't want none of them to be paid in Nigeria currency. I don't want them to be paid in Ghanaian currency. First of all, I want all of them to be paid in dollars. I want to carry all my millions of dollars to save in my offshore account as an operator. If I'm taking about $10 billion out of your oil field, putting in my offshore account as an operator, if that money was in the Nigeria economy, do you know the changes that it's going to make? So me, the one to take the decision. And okay, I'm the one to decide whether I will agree to that decision or not. I'm a minister. And you'd be like, okay, don't worry, I take care of you. I'm giving $100 million or maybe $50 million every year to be in line with me to take that decision. You know for a fact that that decision that you are taking, it won't help. But there's huge money in front of you that is going to change your destiny as a stupid individual. Sorry to use that word. It's painful though. As a stupid leader, it's within your frame mind that this is going to change my life and that of my family forever. But what my people, my citizens are going through, I don't care about that. You will take that decision. You will sign that contract. When you go there, there's an oil spillage. When there's an oil spillage, you spoil the water, you spoil the animals, they die, all those. There is a law to there is a law to protect that from the community in which you are drilling. The leader is coming and saying, okay, don't worry about them, I'll take care of them. Just sign it, give me the money. So the leader is much concerned about, and sometimes they don't even want to sign a contract. You are coming, your government is just about 4 years. Why would you sign a contract of 10 years? Because even if when he's out of power, he's still spending money. So anybody who comes, so for example, Ali Dangote comes in, he saw that game, Dangote want to change that game. Dangote has a businesses, he pays taxes. So people in government could also call Dangote and be like, hey, look, if you try to change it,
and from Aliko's word, he said, let me call him Uncle Aliko because I don't know if he's going to employ me or he's going to come on my program one of these days. Uncle Aliko, 2 hands for you, sir. So, from Uncle Aliko's word, he said something as well about the fact that if you want to do something developmental and you go to IMF for a loan, you're not going to see that loan.
Yeah.
If you need debt in order to actually, get more debt, recycle debts and debt, then you get that debt from IMF. So what do you think is the politics playing out, and from that angle as well?
Yeah, so with IMF is just robbing Peter to pay Paul business that they run. Before IMF gives you money, they give you directives as to what they use the money for. Okay? IMF, sometimes there are few individuals perhaps who their might could push them to get loan from IMF. IMF is not it's just a bank. IMF is a bank. Monetary International Fund. IMF is a bank sitting there for people to come in for loan, but they give more regional zone loan, countries loan, and other stuff. Like the life of the Dangote was saying, when you go to them, they do analysis. Any country that goes to take loan from IMF, they do that analysis to know what do you think would be of interest to us as a people. Let me divert a little bit from the context. Let any country in Africa go to IMF and tell them that we want to push agenda of LGBTQ+. Give us 100 billion loan to go and do that. And we want to make sure that the whole entire that country, everybody would accept that policy. And see if they won't sign that loan that very day for them or not. But that is not our priority now. Maybe we'll get there sometime, somehow. Nobody knows. But that's not what we need now. The primary things that we need to develop, go to them and tell them that give me this money to go and do roads. Give me money to go and do this. They detect for you what you want. And sometimes they will tell that use that money to service the old debt that you have. They give you the debt, it says recycle something. So IMF is not really a solution. The solution is we trying to create a reliable system to create jobs so that we can have that money and it's sitting in our country. They wouldn't have to go to IMF. After all, we have bad leaders when we go to IMF and take their money. What did we use the money for? Inflation of prices, duplication of prices. At the end of the day, one project, all the money is going to be sinking there. And you don't even see the outcome of that project. Right.
Well, we call it the rap already. It's just so sad because it's more like African people are now in exile, the youth, most especially those that didn't participate in the rape of the continent. First, it was some people that stole for their people. Second, what we're witnessing is some people stealing from their own people, and it's a very sad thing to watch. And in exile, like I say, I'll use the word exile because these our fathers have exiled us from our own land. They've just made things unbearable for us. They've tried as much as possible not to stifle the opportunities that we could have in the land, and we have no choice but to, what human being gravitate towards at a certain stage is you gravitate towards your freedom, gravitate towards your peace, financial freedom, freedom in all its
Angles of
form.
life, yeah.
So it's just so sad when I don't know. And now some this is me playing fiction in my head now. Okay, in exile now, some are buying land back home. So is it tricky that at some point in time we're not going to have land anymore? You see, it's something scary. It's scary, right? That we could actually be wanderers again. Paul, I hope we don't get that because it's becoming it's starting to become a burden, a burden. I know the harsh reality most of us face in the diaspora. Yeah, lovely people we meet, but at the same time, home is home. Home is home. And this will lead me to the last question I'm going to ask you. Now, I'm usually asking all my my guests, my friends that come to my space that let us project in 10 years, 20 years, what will be your prediction if we go in the right way? But this is going to be different. It's still projection, but this is going to be different. And I want you to be honest with me, with everybody listening. This is me asking a question from the pain of my heart. Is it too late to save Africa beyond redemption? Do you think it's too late?
It's I would also give it an honest answer from my heart. And I think, as a matter of fact, it's not too late. It's possible. Because, look, the energy in the youth is massive. The youth are willing to change. They are willing to do things right. They are willing to put their energy to use. The ecosystem that we've created hasn't been helping them. When we come out and just change the game for them, they could rapidly follow the game up, right? We have nurses, been in school, high school, go to university, spend 4 years, have a bachelor's in nursing, come out of school, sit in the house 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, and haven't been gotten a job to do. A graduate from nursing school, what are you expecting them to do? They can't go and start building their own hospitals to work? No. It's not everybody who have business mentality like myself and possible other people to run business. Yeah? We have people go to university, study different programs altogether. Even the engineering aspect. I am engineer by profession, right? I have humanities background, I have engineering background, and a few stuff. But even the engineering aspect that we've been taught that is one of the best industries in terms of when it comes to industrial development, that angle. We have people going to school studying like electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, civil engineering, and all those stuff. And yes, still, that is what they demands typical development, pushing the development going. People need that. Even yesterday, they may have jobs. And the system has been piled up. There's always backlog. People have finished nursing school, 4 years, no job, 5 years, no job, and they keep recycling, keep bringing out graduates, no job. So when we create a reliable system, first of all, change that rocket constitution that we are worshiping as a god. Change that constitution and create a very flexible constitution that would have inclusion, involvement, involve the youth and give the youth sense of belonging so that it's going to be within their prerogative to decide, do I want to travel? Do I want to stay here? They have the boat flare, they can stay here and they are good. They can travel and they are good. So that people don't have to travel in the expense of about to die and just want to get out of the system. So in a nutshell, I would say that there's possibility, not just to be diplomatic about that, there is possibility that when we give ourselves 10 years to do the cleanup exercise, clean the system together, and we shouldn't just go with a traditional way. Okay, this government come, this one go. This one come, this one go. This one come and chop, bring their people. That one come and chop, bring their people. This one go. We are tired. 4 years go. 8 years go. 4 years come. 8 years go. Let's challenge the stethoscope and change the narrative. We all can do something better. If you give the youth opportunity at the early tender age, they are going to do something. You don't have to wait for them to get angry. Why are people corrupted? Somebody's 40 years, been in university, never had a job, doing nothing better, about 35 years. It's now the time that the person coming to get a job in the public sector. Having 2 kids, having a mother, having a sister, having a father in the house. What do you think is going to happen? And you give the person just a mega something. The person get every single opportunity, they're going to steal money because they've been hungry for long. They've starved for so long. But in the developed country, in America here, somebody gets 16 years, the following year they are going to work. They could go and work in Amazon. Yeah. They could go and work in UPS. They could go and work in McDonald's. All these things are there. 18 years, they are doing stuff. 18 years, they're out of school. They can go to the army. Today, everywhere they're advertising for people to go into the army in the United States here. The army is chasing the students, begging them, come and join, let's give you money. We'll give you money, come and join. The police are begging people, come and join, we'll give you money. And they don't even want to go. So if somebody like that, if we have such a system in Africa, okay, not even the same system, don't even give anybody money, just create a system that will give them jobs. If I get a job when I was 18 years, at very early tender age, good job. By the time I get 30 years old, I'll be able to buy a house. I'll be able to buy a good car. I'll be able to buy, I wouldn't be so pressed to get money if it's at a gunpoint. I wouldn't do that. Because I'm a young guy, I started making money at the age of 18. All my siblings, everybody's making money at the age of 18. My friends, everybody's making money at the age of 18.
And you could, and you could go to a function, you could afford to buy your beer.
Yeah.
You
do all those things. So why would you sit there and you be envy of somebody? When you come to look, when you go to you are in the UK, I'm in America, we have friends in Canada who've been traveling around. The youth are doing everything that they want. They don't even give themselves pressure. Right? They just get a little job. Somebody's a cleaner, just a cleaner, and they are good.
And that's why the rate at which even relationship thrive on praying, yeah, like, oh, you have to take care of me, and it's not that rampant. Like in Africa, where when you have money, you feel like you can pack on it. It's more like, hey, you respect me for it. I don't need your money. I can pay for my thing and all.
Yeah.
It's just super crazy. And the most painful thing about this now, I want to speak like a leader now. So let's take it away from social context to the leadership context now, is that the system running in UAE right now, it's a system that to me, well, it's their land, it's their country. You can't be poor by just being a citizen of the country, because foreigners come, make money, pay tax and all. And what you do as a citizen is, the law is that you can't own anything without an indigenous person being your landlord. Either a shop, is going to sign a guarantee for you, and 10% naturally of all your effort goes to him. Do you know what that means?
Yeah.
So we're reaping the fruits of our land by just being the native of the land.
Yeah.
And these guys, they say you don't see them coming to work or anything.
Yeah.
You can't find them doing menial job. You can't find them doing, because they're getting paid.
Yeah.
Working or they don't work. You know what I mean? Bro, why can't we treat ourselves right? Why can't we? Why must it be some little sect of people that just want to sit on the commonwealth of everybody and amass it for themselves? It's a crazy mentality, fam.
Yes. So I think the whole thing boils down to our leaders. The leaders have to change their perspective in terms of how they do things. And we the technocrats, when they change their perspective, we all will come in to the best of our ability so that to help develop Africa. It's a green continent, strong energy, strong brains, and other stuff, so that our brains wouldn't keep wasting. You go to California, best doctors in Nigeria, they're all in California. Right here in New York, some of the good doctors in Ghana, they're all in New York here. Good doctors, good engineers, they're all here. The moment they get their stuff together, they put their stuff together, they start dominating, okay? And these guys, maybe they had push and push and push and push. They didn't get that opportunity back home. So if other countries are doing so, let's maintain home, make it nice, make it good, so that people, like I said, it will be within their prerogative to decide, okay, my country is good, there are jobs. Okay, I want to go to the United States for vacation. I want to go to the UK for vacation. I want to go to Canada for vacation. Or maybe I think I'll stay here for a long time. Let me just go and spend about a year in the United States and come back to Ghana and come back to Nigeria. But it shouldn't be something that the system is so hard to the extent that people have to run, even if at a ground point they are still striving to go. They don't even care. Even if I go and die on the way, I'm okay. It shouldn't be like that. Let's change the narrative to help ourselves, our children, our generation yet unborn.
Charlie, thank you very, very much. Thank you very, very much. I think I'm going to frame this interview because people, you hear it from me first. You've just witnessed and seen an interview with the future president of Ghana. So that's the reason why I said I'm going to frame this frame this session and put it on my wall.
I'm honored, bro. I'm
Thank
honored,
you
bro.
very, very much. I appreciate you. I know you're a busy person. And I know my friend to Zachariah, I'm very sure something came up, something must have come up. And
Yeah, the most
I
definitely.
promise you guys, I'm still going to drag him here with another topic. So he has not escaped because he's a very brilliant mind. What?
Yeah. I said I'm always there to serve, bro. I'm always
Yeah,
there
yeah.
to serve.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you. And oh man, New York. Wow, there's a song. I don't know if you're watching this series. Power.
Yeah, power.
And,
Yeah,
they say this is a big rich town.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I just came from the poorest part.
Uh,
Oh man, New York City is one of my,
we'll link up. I'll be coming in UK soon, so when I come, we'll definitely link up.
Yeah. Anytime, bro. And I'll be so glad to host you.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
link up,
thank
man.
you so much,
All right,
brother.
thank you too.
Yeah, cheers, man. Cheers.
All right, bro. I appreciate it. I'm out.
Cheers, man.
All right, bye.